What's cooking, everybody? It's Door, and in this video we'll be handling the 5th phase of the Exobiology Expedition in No Man's Sky. This is the final video in the series, and we will of course be going over all the steps and how to complete them, so you can earn the Exobiology's title, decal and banner, and of course the time-exclusive Sentinel Quad companion egg. And so without any further ado, let's get straight into it. So from the Loom 4 system, the system for the 4th rendezvous, make sure to head up to the Expeditions tab and track the Rendezvous 5 milestone. Get into your ship and fly out of the station. Once you're in space, you want to open up the galaxy map. And of course follow the route of the expedition. First warp being to Inexbroke. Of course, and I keep saying this, make sure to visit the space station in every system you warp to be able to visit it in a later time, but also to be able to upgrade your exosuit's inventory. Also make sure to stop by the anomaly in every system, as you can also upgrade your exosuit's inventory right there. This also reminded me that we did not use the rewards we had received in the previous phase as well, so make sure to unlock some slots extra with those storage augmentation units. And the same goes for your starship. And of course your multi-tool if you choose to do so, but that's up to you. So once you've done everything, make sure to open up the galaxy map again and follow the route of the expedition. This should warp you to Airing. So for the warp into the final system, an Emerald drive is required, as it is a green system. To be able to install the Emerald drive, we will need some cadmium, so make sure to install the cadmium drive first. This will require 250 chromatic metal and 3 wiring looms. You can easily purchase the wiring loom at the Galactic Trade Terminal aboard the space station. Make sure to buy plenty, as you will need 7 in total, as the Emerald drive also requires wiring loom to be installed. And you will want to make sure, of course, that the cadmium drive is touching the other hyperdrive units you have in order to get some adjacency bonus. So once you have the cadmium drive installed, open up the galaxy map. Then enter Freelook, and I would warp into this system, Goviump. Make sure to fly towards a planet that has cadmium on it. So when you've landed, get out of your starship and open up the analysis visor and look for a cadmium deposit. Go there. And of course, when you're there, make sure to harvest the cadmium using your terrain manipulator. Do this until you have at least 250 cadmium in your inventory. So once you have the cadmium, make sure to return to your starship and take off. Click on an empty slot and make sure to install the Emerald drive. Open up the galaxy map and make the last warp into the 5th rendezvous system, Absync Rackham. Once again, make your way into the space station before going towards the rendezvous point. So once you've made your way to the space station and the anomaly, make sure of course to warp towards the approximate location of the 5th rendezvous. Land your starship, get out of it, and use the target sweep function on the analysis visor to home in on the location of the 5th rendezvous. While making your way there, of course check regularly if you're still going into the right direction. And once you get close enough, the signal will finalize on the exact location. And once you reach it, the Rendezvous 5 milestone will be completed, and collecting this milestone will reward you with 1000 nanites, an exosuit expansion unit, a multi-tool expansion slot, and storage augmentation for your starship. So we had already completed a Crowded Universe milestone in phase 2. Should you have any trouble completing any of the phases, I'll make sure to link all the previous videos in the description down below. But you should already have completed this at this point. So on to the next one, Wingspan, which will require you to fly 4000 units on your companion. So I summoned the Beetle companion and of course petted him. and then started to ride him. So make sure to do this for 4,000 units. So once you have flown 4,000 units on the back of your beetle, the Wingspan milestone will be completed, and claiming this will reward you with the rocket food plants. Now for the next milestone, the Xenobiology milestone, we will need to discover 5 exotic creatures. Now you notice that I already have 2 out of 5. That's because exotic creatures can be found on planets like this, glitch planets. So the hexagonal ones, but also the previous bubble planet we visited in the cadmium system. That was the frothing planet Tunth 43/Oscar7. So make sure to scan both robotic companions there, as it will count towards this milestone. And excuse me for not mentioning this earlier. But of course, as I said, this is also a glitch world, so make sure to look for any fauna. Go towards it and make sure to scan it. Unfortunately, this world only has one type of animal, so you only get to scan one right here. So for the remaining exotic animals, I would recommend to go towards the Discovery tab and look for exotic planets. So make sure to select a planet and see what kind of fauna it has. So for instance, the new Elosai planet within the same system has only one piece of fauna, so it's very likely that it is an exotic one. As does Neon's Delta 1, also within the same system. So get into your starship and take off. The new Elosai should be easy to track down, as it is this sporal planet with a ring around it. Make sure to go there. Make sure to give it some time for the fauna to spawn in, but when they do so, of course make sure to scan them. And another exotic animal should be added to the list. So once again, this planet only has one exotic animal, so make sure to get back into your starship and take off again. Try to locate the metallic planet Neon's Delta 1 and walk there. So once again, land your starship and give it some time for the fauna to be able to spawn in. Locate them using your analysis visor and of course scan them. If this is your 5th exotic animal, the Xenobiology milestone should be completed. And claiming this will reward you with 450 nanites and the assorted glitches. What you can do now is track the famous Explorer milestone, which will require you to earn 15 standing with the Explorers Guild. Make sure to take off of the planet and visit the space station. So aboard the space station you will want to head towards the mission agent to see if it has any Explorer Guild quests. This one has, but unfortunately it's a level 5 one, which we cannot start yet. Now it is good to note that the milestone tab for some reason is unavailable within this expedition, so you cannot track what your standing is with the different species. What we do know though is that the best friend's portrait milestone has increased our standing with the Corvax. So I would suggest to walk up to a teleporter and warp into a Corvax system. Which you can of course recognize by this Corvax symbol right here. So let's warp into the arranged sphere. Once you're there, head up to the mission agent. As you can see, there is a level 1 Explorers Guild mission right here, so make sure to collect it and start it. You can of course track the mission in the log. This mission requires me to source 250 pyrite. If you want, you could just see in your discovery tab if there's a planet with pyrite nearby. You can warp there and go there, collect it to hand the mission in, or you can go into another Corvax system to accept yet another mission. The Sidequest 7 cycler, for instance, is also a Corvax system. Of course, you can once again head up to the mission agent to see if it has any quests available. And it does. This one requires me to scan some minerals. So to speed this up, I would definitely recommend to head past all the space stations you can, as you can stack these quests. For instance, I have 2 quests now which require me to kill 3 sentinels, so doing so will of course unlock them both, so you can really speed up the leveling process by doing so. Another tip would be, if you want to also be able to get these quests from other species, is to find a trading post, buy the relics of the species, then go to the space station and hand them out to them in order to increase your standing with them in an easy way. As you see, destroying 3 sentinels unlocked both missions for me. The acquired taste one and the protect miner one. Now I can head back to the space station. Now it is good to note that you can do this at the mission agent at any station, so it doesn't have to be the one you got the initial mission from. So what you can do, you can collect as many quests as you like, just make sure to complete the easy ones and hand in both missions. So as I said, try to stack to do as many missions as possible at the same time and then hand them in one by one. Of course, once you reach level 16, the famous Explorer milestone will be unlocked. And claiming this will reward you with 5 repair kits, 50 navigational data and 5 albumin pearls. So next up you want to track the Ancestors milestone, which requires us to excavate 15 ancient bones. Now within the system of the 5th Rendezvous there is no such planet. But if we go to the Fraka system and then back to the murky planet Amaim, that one has ancient bones. So make sure to head up to a teleporter and warp there. So once you're in the Fraka system, get into your starship. Fly out of the space station, locate the murky planet Amaim and warp there. Land your starship and get out of it. Use the target sweep function to locate some natural burial sites. Mark them on your HUD and go there. When you are at the natural burial site, make sure to excavate it using your terrain manipulator and then to collect the ancient bones. Now if you're lucky, you might come across several on one site. So that's 3 out of 15 done. Repeat this process until you are at the final burial site. Now, I don't know if I'm extremely lucky or this is just a perfect planet to do this, but it's literally scattered with ancient bones. This is the 3rd site I visited and I'm already at 14 out of 15 and there's more than plenty here to go by. After you've of course collected the 15th fossil, the Ancestors milestone will be completed. And claiming this will reward you with 750,000 units and the deep space lure plans. Make sure to summon your starship. Get into it, and if you have 40 silver, 40 gold and 40 chromatic metal, you should be able to create the deep space lure. Hover above it and activate it. Take off and fly up into space. Start pulsing and the signal should home in on the wavelength. Once an anomaly is detected, make sure to exit your pulse. Open up your starship's communicator. You should receive some nanites and a recognizable life milestone should be completed. And claiming this will reward you with 3 anomaly detectors, 3 emergency broadcast receiver and a supreme hyperdrive upgrade. And of course, this will conclude phase 5 of the expedition, and claiming the phase 5 milestone will reward you with the Exobiologist title, the Exobiology Expedition decal plans, as well as the Exobiology Expedition banner. Of course, make sure to head into the final phase and also claim Sentinel Quad Companion Egg. So that was all for my videos on the 5th expedition in No Man's Sky. Of course you can claim all the rewards you've earned by doing so across all your save files, and that also goes for this amazing Quad Sentinel Companion Egg. It's kind of a treat to be finally able to ride one of these Sentinels as if they really are your pets. Really nice rewards, especially the backpack, and the jetpack trail is also very nice. Overall I had fun completing this expedition. It took me about 7 hours and 50 minutes, and I was also regathering information on where and how to go. So if you follow my guides, you should be able to complete this way quicker than I did. Do note, you only have until Monday the 4th of April to do so, so make sure to cancel all your plans this weekend and to start completing this expedition before there's no time in doing so anymore. So I hope you like these videos, make sure to subscribe to see more in the future, and I hope to see you in the next one.